I am Staff Sgt. Saimes with the 349 Security Forces Squadron. I've been a reservist for 3 years, active duty 7 years. I was one of the Ravens that deployed to Operation Allies Refuge. A Raven is a Security Forces member that will deploy or go to the most dangerous places that our military goes to all over the world, and will protect the personnel and assets on the ground whenever they're performing their duties. I've been a Raven for 5 years, and I've been in the military 10 years, so half of my career. I would say the number of missions that I've flown as a Raven would be anywhere from 50 to 100, around that range. It's kind of hard to say. I've been a Raven for a while. What is the Raven's mission in OAR? I would say protecting the aircraft and the people that we fly with, and everybody that comes along our aircraft and in the deployed locations. I found out about the deployment really 2 days before I left. I was at home with my girlfriend. I was about to go to work, but our flight chief hit us up in the group chat. He said, "Does anybody want to take care of this historic mission?" And I rose my hand. It was really difficult and challenging, you know. My girlfriend was like, "You're leaving just like that?" And I was like, "I have to take care of my mission." So I found out about it, and the next day I was on orders to take care of it, to get out the door, to get everything done, to be able to leave. So it was within an instant. I say what it took to be prepared for this mission was the training that we go through as a Raven. We go through 3 weeks home station of physical and mentally difficult training, where we're doing calisthenics the whole time to get us really stressed out. And then the cadre will ask us some really detailed question, and we have to answer it without having the tunnel vision. That's part of it. And we also had something called verbal Judo, where we have to smoothly talk to people to get them to do things we want them to do, things along those lines. And then we go over to New Jersey and we do it in the actual course, and it's the same kind of scenarios. So the challenges I encountered actually leaving to get over to the location was I had to meet up with a couple other Ravens from McCord Air Force Base, and we had to go to Charleston Air Force Base to meet up with the crew. And then we went to Germany right after that with no sleep at all, just to get out there quickly as possible, because we was a couple days after the mission started. And then we landed on the ground in Qatar, and I don't even think I had a chance to download my bags. It was just straight to the mission. So I got off the plane from Germany and jumped right on the mission to go over to Afghanistan. That's how important it was. So I actually flew with another Raven that was active duty. His name is Senior Airman James from the 60th Security Forces Squadron. He flew a mission before I did, so he kind of knew what it was and what was going on over there. So I told him, even though I was a staff sergeant, it's okay to take lead and let me know what's going on. So I really didn't know what to expect when I got there. But when we landed, it was a little bit more organized because, like I said, I was a couple days after. So people were getting vetted quickly through the line to get onto the aircraft. Some of the encounters that I saw with the airmen and refugees were just, you would see the load masters of the Ravens asking if they can carry like a newborn that they're having, and just help the parent out, because you know that they've been in a situation where they haven't been getting sleep, very uncomfortable, no water, no food. So anytime you can lend a lending hand like that, or help an older lady onto the plane to her seat, things like that. So all the airmen were really helping, and it was really humbling to see that. So the process of helping them and really trying to separate the human part of it with our emotions and the job of security, I would say it was sad, but it was also like helpful and nice to get them to a location that was safe, because they're sad because they're leaving everything they know, their families, their homes, everything that they worked for their whole life, but they're also going to a new location where they don't have to worry about the threat of a dangerous location. So it was a mixed feeling, very, very mixed. So interacting with the children on the flight, I would say the instance that I had and occurred, there was a group of like, I would say children, I was between 8 and 10, there was a group of boys, there was like 3 or 4 of them. And they would come up to me and talk to me in their language. I don't understand their language, but the way that they describe things, I can tell what they were saying. So they just wanted to play with me, talk to me, get to know me and things like that. And it was really interesting and fun to interact with the kids. Even though they were in a bad location and bad situation, they still had some liveliness to them, and they were willing to play. And it was really fun to like interact with the kids. So the way I thought about the kids that I saw, I have a nephew as well. So getting back to my life, he's 9 years old, my nephew. So getting back to my normal life, I view him as, it was something that's great in my life, and he has a good situation. I'm happy that he's not over there, because I could have seen him and them kids just as easily, you know. And I also have a newborn nephew. He's like not even a year old. So if he would have been in that situation, I don't know how I would have felt. So I kind of can feel for the people that went through the situation, because it could have happened to anybody. It just happened that they were in that location at the time it happened, and they're not an American or something like that. So getting back to my life, I feel like don't take things for granted. It's really a struggle for some people, and it's unfortunate. I would say the way it felt when they were exiting out of the aircraft and to a safe location, it was very humbling, but it wasn't very smooth getting off that plane as well, because when we got to Qatar, there are other planes that are waiting to do the same exact thing we are doing to get all the refugees off the plane. So the first mission that I had, we landed in Qatar, and it was 5 hours long, and it's very humid and hot in August time frame in Qatar. So it was really difficult. We had refugees breaking out in fights just because they're so uncomfortable. We had women that were pregnant, kids that were newborns passing out. So the things we did was basically reassure them that it's going to be okay. And then if we had cold water, we give it to them, and food, snacks, electrolytes, things like that. It was really difficult because we were in that situation with them. They wasn't there alone the whole 5 hours, you know. So this mission was very unique compared to my other deployments, because I actually got to interact with 400 refugees at a time and really get to know their culture and learn everything about them. And they're really good people. I really enjoyed this mission. It was probably one of the best things I've done in my career. Just getting to know the kids, the men. They speak English really well. Some of them really speak good English. So you really got to know their culture and understand that they're not bad people. They're really good people, just like you and me, you know? When the operation was closing out, it was almost like a sense of relief, because we had myself and Saimes and James, we got stuck in an instance. So we flew from Afghanistan to Kuwait, and we were expecting to get some rest that night, but we didn't. So we had to jump on with another crew that went to Qatar. Well, it wasn't going to Qatar. They went straight to Afghanistan again. And so we didn't get very much sleep. It was like 48 hours of working. And then we went to Germany, and we got stuck there for a couple of days. And it was a struggle to get back to Afghanistan because the mission was over. So everybody in the squadron was focusing on getting everybody back home to stateside. So all the planes and things like that were reserved. So it was kind of hard to get back. And then I would say it was really a relief when all the refugees were out of the country. It was really, really great feeling. And it was time to get some rest, you know? So I would say coming up on the anniversary of a year of being over there, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it happened last month. It just really does. It doesn't feel like it's really like over, I guess you'd say. It's kind of weird to describe. I feel like part of me still wants to go over there and take care of it, but even though the mission's over, I've never really like thought about how I felt about it until this moment. So it was just a great feeling. I feel like it's something I want to top it in my career to do something great like this again, but I don't know if I will. So I really am happy I was a part of this mission.